here you see the schedule, and we lag for the first break of the evening. This is Mikhail Kablakov and Jeremy Jones once again helping you to watch this, to follow this wonderful HD feed from Moscow.
Yeah, and it appears that the Russians have won the lag.
Finally,
Yeah.
I would say, because I think it was a 4 out of 5
Yesterday.
winning the leg for
Yeah.
for Team USA.
And this is probably, you would have to say, their strongest team with Fedor and Ruslan.
Well, Ruslan has got to play 2 matches in a row today, because next he's on with Christina in doubles. Same thing is with the Costa Stepanov. He will be playing singles and then doubles again. What do you think? Whether it could influence, like maybe do a little favor to Russian team because they will be more prepared. I mean, Ruslan and Costa like pretty hot in terms of their game.
Yeah, and you obviously, if they win a match and then get to play again, it's always a good thing. And even if losing a match, Michael, I think it's not a bad thing to go right back up. You don't figure these great players to hard to get beat twice in a row. Okay, and he's a successful break as far as making a ball. He's left him an offensive shot, but a tough one. But Ruslan, he doesn't mind attacking, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to cut this in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, the 9 ball came to movement. Once again, we remember we've had one golden break yesterday for Team Russia, fortunately, for Russian fans.
Well, the one thing I like about the cut shot is with a little high left English, he can go straight up the table for a shot on the 2. He can go around the 8 if he wanted to cue it with right English. Yeah. Now, is he going to get away with this? Doesn't appear so. So USA is going to start off with a nice shot on the 1. And really an open table. It appears the 4 passes the 7.
Yeah, gotta use the left side spin probably to hold the cue ball for the 2.
Yeah, and this is where the hit on the ball is very important. If you put the high left and you catch it a little thick, you can really, the cue ball can spread towards the middle of the table instead of coming straight up. Okay, that was well hit, well struck.
Well, it's a 3-2 overall to Russia. So the opening match today is very important.
Got away from him a little bit, a lot actually. And if you don't have the entire pocket here, now the 4 becomes a difficult shot from this angle. Because you really need to put a little check on the cue ball, a little bit of what would be left English. Oh, maybe banking this. That we saw the banks yesterday that were missed go short, Michael, and now that one ended up going long.
Yeah, went a little bit long. Well, like we were saying yesterday, the weather conditions are going to change, and they changed dramatically. Actually, it was heavy raining yesterday, and it's like sun is shining today.
Yeah, it was very dry. We got out in the city some today. It was a beautiful day here in Moscow. Very crisp.
Yeah, you are lucky to have such weather here in September, actually.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. We've only had a couple rainy days now, and 8 days we've been here, I believe.
Yeah, very good. It's going to stay like that by Sunday, I believe. So it won't influence the game anymore.
That's an overcut, and you'll see some of that also on the slick tables when you're naturally cutting the ball without English, pretty much. The ball's cut very easily on the newer felt.
It's a pretty steep cut for Tyler.
Yeah, but I think one he should probably take on. Is he cueing low on the ball? If he's cueing low on the ball, he's definitely not banking at it, I don't believe.
So slight misjudgment here by Team USA.
And he's left it in an awkward position. The cross-side bank doesn't sit well.
No way the side pocket on a diamond table will accept the ball from such an angle.
Ruslan, like most great players, very aggressive. He's cueing down on the ball, though, so I'm assuming he may be bringing the cue ball behind the 5, trying to bake this cross corner. like so, a two-way shot.
I paid more attention to cue ball control and just it came out nicely.
And Billy will probably have to go to the jump cue here. We're playing with a 30-second shot clock and 1 extension per game.
I suppose it is 35 actually.
Is it 35? Okay.
Or something in between, you know.
Mhm. Oh, you got a nice snooker behind the 8-ball. And Fedor, he's not, he doesn't take any time to go to the jump cue at all. Fedor doesn't.
Yeah, sure.
Very efficient with the jump cue.
Oh, the 6-ball could come to help here.
Yeah.
Just he whether makes the clear hit or just with the help of the
glance up,
6.
yeah.
Just,
I wonder if he's going to try and you want to make a decision there if you play it off the 6 or just cut it naturally. He
yeah.
cut them both.
2 balls are moving, but
Now-
none found the pocket.
Yeah, and this made the rack a little easier, moving the 6 nearer the pocket. So position on the 5, somewhere in the middle of the table should be fine. And as yesterday, early in the day's play in day 1, there were some misses, but the level of play really went up as the matches went along. Whoa.
Where's the side pocket? That's
Oh.
okay.
Surprised he came down that far with the cue ball. I'm not sure that was totally intended. Seems like he would have just stayed in the center of the table to come down.
Well, he managed to bring the cue ball closer to the 5, but did he keep enough angle?
Right. And Billy didn't get to shoot much yesterday in the team play. And Shane Van Boning, he commented on the way back to the hotel last night, he only got to shoot once yesterday, period. He'll get to play a bit more today, that's for sure. Yeah, that should be fine, as long as he doesn't get elevated over the 9.
Oh, that's all right.
You should just keep it simple here and pull this ball back out to the center. He's going to go 3 rails, which is okay also.
So the US pair managed to cope with the slight mistakes with their position play. Kind of a recovery shot on the 6. The hard part is done.
Skyler's got to,
Tyler, yeah.
Tyler's got to realize how easily the ball draws. That's a few shots already in this rack.
He should have seen Oscar drawing the cue ball
Right.
all the way back straight to the corner pocket yesterday.
Or Skyler when he drew the ball up into the corner pocket as well.
So sometimes too much technique is a drawback actually. Like the ability to draw the ball.
Well, it's not so much. I mean, it draws easily, but it rolls out so far. That's the thing.
Yeah, once on a brand new cloth, I was amazed how I was just shooting some stop shots to warm up, and it was drawing back all the way. So I had to go like 2 tips above actually to make the real stop shot.
Right. Especially if you're any kind of close to the ball.
Yeah, which is pretty unusual. Yeah.
Well, there's no resistance in the cloth at all, so the spin stays all the way to the ball. It doesn't really diminish. Billy and Tyler both practiced the break quite a bit on the outer tables for the last couple of hours. Both of them hitting the break really well.
Were they trying to find some kind of a goal spot for cue ball placement, or?
Well, the cue ball's been nice in the center for the most part. But mainly hitting the ball square, getting your timing down, because we're playing without a template here, so you'll find most of the players hitting the rack pretty firm. So without the guys playing like that all the time like they used to, they play with a lot of templates now, so it's a lot more of a medium pop break than it is a all-out blast. So a little touchy shot here coming down the table. And he's overhit a couple, so he's probably a little amped up. So we'll see if Tyler can get it in control. Oh, that's going to be short. So I think the slick conditions have gotten the best of Tyler as so far. Now these are the type of shots that these players have to go for. Pretty big pocket as far as when it's cutting the ball like this. The ball slide up the rail pretty nicely. And a great shot there by Billy. And really good speed coming up and down the table. He's not too happy with it, but he should be fine. That should be fine.
Oh yeah, as long as you stay at the table, you should be fine every time.
He should just come 2 rails out here with the top left English to the center of the table. You'll notice the 8 over the pocket, so getting on the 7 later in the rack, you just kind of want to be somewhere where the cue ball's at now. Squeak that one in a little bit. He's gotten a little thin here, Michael. So you may have to shoot this 7 from beyond the side pocket. That's the smart play, like right in there. These pockets are pretty generous on these cut shots.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Don't try to do too much.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday about guaranteeing that shot whenever and that's at all levels of play. But the better you are, I think it's even more so.
Yeah, I think the majority of amateur players, they always try to get the best position possible, and
they want to make the shot easy.
In the end, they either forget to make the shot or just play it lose the cue ball control.
Okay,
well,
now
good the table was there.
Well, good. Now it's become very difficult going up and down the table because the rails are a little bit soft. He's got plenty of angle on a broke-in table, but now coming up and down is very difficult. The only reason he caught that 8 is because he hit the 4 a little thick. Okay, so he's got to watch out for that upper left-hand corner here.
So that's 2 rails across. Oh, what about the corner pocket?
It should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Team USA goes 2 racks up.
Yeah, with the
in the race
run,
to 5. Yeah. Once again, every match is a race to 5, and overall it's a race to 9. Best of 17. So, round of applause for local team. Just a kind of inspiration.
Oh, for sure. There we are.
Jeremy's on the left.
Now, Ruslan, yesterday, he didn't back off the break at all. I'm sure that won't change today.
Oh, he was using the right side of the table as well, looking pretty often.
Oh, cue ball.
Lost it completely.
And now he's broke dry again, though, even though he scratched. I know that's a concern, but the break and dry has to be a bigger concern, right? That's his last 3 breaks, including yesterday. A lot of work here, though, for the Americans. We'll get a look at the table here.
Well, actually, it got kicked.
Right. Yeah, that's why I say I wouldn't be so concerned about the scratch, but the dry break is the one that would bother me, that's for sure. But you'll see a 4-7 that they're going to probably have to bank the 4, play safe on the 4, maybe a carom shot, kissing the 4 and making the 7. So Yeah, they don't want to waste an extension here shooting from the 1 to the 2 because they could have issues later in the rack. That's for sure. He's going to just slide up the table.
Nice cue ball control.
Yeah, good speed. Billy, like I said, he didn't get to play much yesterday overall, but so far the speed's been nice. The problem with the 4-7 carom, unless you just get ideal, the cue ball is going to be down on that rail after you make it, and the 4 is going to come up, and then the 5's back.
What do you think about bumping either the 7 or the 4 off the 3 ball?
Well, he's gotten so nice on the 2 to where he could stay on the bottom rail and create a natural angle going into that 4-7. And that's not a bad idea because you should have good enough speed to where you're not going to get snookered. To where if you don't come away with an offensive shot on the 4, you can at least play safe. Now, that's what if you get high on the carom shot like they're looking at, now's the problem. Where's the 4 going afterwards? And where's the cue ball going to be? Because the 5's got to be able to get back for the 5, so. That's got to slow down a little bit, I think. He may have gotten perfect, I don't know. Looks like he's really got to edge the 4 from there to make the 7.
Oh, it's so easy to make a mistake here. I mean, the cut is so tiny.
Yeah, and you may even have to apply a little English to throw the 7 in. A little bit of right English. Yeah, that's what
you see what I was talking about? He took it too thick.
Too thick, and he didn't apply any English at all. I would have had to put a little bit of right spin to try and throw the 7 towards the pocket a little better.
Probably he felt he didn't have enough angle to work with.
Maybe, and being on the rail a little bit. And it's touchy putting the spin, but you almost just got to trust it. And it's not something that you can really aim or calculate so much. So he'll probably just drop to the bottom rail here, leaving a natural angle on the 7 to come slide up the table for the 8.
Well, very often it looks like with the ball hanging over the corner pocket, the cue ball can be anywhere. But this is the point. Like once again, amateurs fail to practice enough because they take it for granted usually, and it's very easy. Every pro knows that it's very easy to make a mistake.
No, it's almost
from a hanging ball.
Yeah, it's almost one of the things I always go over when teaching is coming out of the pocket on easy balls. It's very easy to get out of line.
Yeah, you get a wrong cut or
a lot of mishits. Yeah, and now an easy 9 ball to get Russia on the board. They're down a break as far as the Americans now have a 2-1 lead and breaking. So important the Americans hold here. One thing, if you're looking at the American side, you'd have to say the overall breaking has been, they've gotten the best of that so far, even though they're trailing 3-2 in the Cup. The DreamChallenge, excuse me.
Well, I recall recently this has been a big issue during the Mosconi Cup, actually, the break by the Team USA.
Yeah,
I believe that was the part they were like always trailing in.
Yeah, well, and I think overall I was at 2 of the last 3 cups, and I mean the break definitely hurt us, but I couldn't really say that was the one thing. That it was more of the play a little bit, and then overall giving up ball in hand too much.
Yeah, I mean I know that Johan Rusink is the one paying much attention to the break actually, and as long as he was captain for Team Europe, I think this is what where Team USA was lacking pretty much.
Okay, he's got a thin cut on the 1-3, 1-3 combination, and he's going to have to turn the cue ball loose. But I think it's okay. I think you have to shoot at this. I don't like the carom so much. Kissing off the 1 and making the 3 with the cue ball. Yeah, you got to shoot at this. maybe take the route. If you feel good about it, you can soft spin it in and come around the 5. If not, just level out and cut it in. It looks like he's spinning it.
Yeah, good thing about this shot is just you are almost guaranteed to have one ball in the corner.
Right.
Just don't get behind the 8.
He caught the one too thick. He caught the one too thick. You'll notice how much it hit into the rail.
I wonder whether it is possible to predict all these circumstances and maybe hit a little bit with more speed, probably, just to be sure that the cue ball does travel past this line.
Yeah, with such a big pocket on the 3, meaning you could hit the rail first, you could hit the ball first, and make the 3 guaranteed. You definitely got to pick a line to where you go by the 5. I think the cue ball, though, like with the left English, it bent a little bit more towards the right and caught the ball thicker than he anticipated. I'm sure that's what he was trying.
So 2 rails kick is on now.
Yeah. He did all right, though, because the 2's got the 1 covered up, I believe.
Yeah, he didn't leave much, but he left an open shot on the 1 at least.
Well, you can tell they're taking their time, and they're definitely going to take an extension here, so it's not easy, obviously. They could just coast the 1 by the 2. They could just lay the 1 by the 2, but that's kind of a simple safety. And a lot of times with these balls near the spot, you'll see guys be, he caught the 2 ball. Wow.
Actually,
he caught the 2 ball with
he moved the ball he was hiding behind.
Right. Well, that was just a lack of concentration there.
Yeah, that's a 30-second shot clock.
Okay, he's got to edge the 1 into the 6. I think he can go either behind the 7 or behind the 9, maybe. That's pretty easy. He's going up table with the cue ball here, trying to play the 1 by the 7-9. Okay, not bad. Took a chance at making the 1 in the corner as well. I'll tell you what, when you give great players a little bit of air with the cue ball, like right here with the jump cue, things happen.
And once again, this is Federer with his jump stick.
That he puts to bed every night. He missed his last one. Left. And that's what I mean. That's why if you're going to play a safety like that, you have to really be aware of what you're doing, meaning you can't really leave the guys' gaps that much these days. You have to really bury the cue ball, or you have to put the ball in position to where if they jump, they don't have an offensive jump. They have a jump to where they have to knock the ball around tables, something like that. So a couple opportunities there for the Americans that have gotten away from them. That's not the best, but it should do. It should. I think he may be able to go around the 9.
Federer was obviously disappointed with the play.
And this is the type of shot that where if you draw it or if you go into the 9, should come out okay.
Didn't last long. This so we are even. I think we are going to have Corey here in the booth in a minute. So you guys get ready. Maybe we are gonna to have some argument between 2 players with their discussing.
You and Corey argue a lot? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you're talking about me and Corey?
Yeah, sure.
Only when we're playing each other. Oh, going way out to the center of the table like a 10-ball break. So definitely changing it up here if Gore is. Well, the 9 getting a lot of action.
Well,
I think
actually,
it's a dry break
yeah.
though.
In the past, when we didn't have any racking templates, I noticed that if we put the cue ball in this position, like Federer does, the 9 ball actually moves more,
Oh yeah.
and just the chance to make it on the break is higher.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even with the template, it moves more from the center. The ball off the back rail
Well,
comes and kisses
as
it a
long
lot.
as the template is good enough, I think the center ball, whether it is the 9 or the 10, is supposed to stay there.
It does, but I'm saying with the 9-ball rack, it gets a little bit more kisses. It doesn't really move out of the rack. The ball coming off the back rail can
Yeah, I
kiss
see,
it
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so he's got a little bit of a gap to come down in between the 4, 8, and 6 to come back up for the 2. Okay, nice shot. He's got to learn that how much the cue ball spreads. Even though he put right English there, it's not going to check. So it's a little bit more about the draw and catching your line a little bit more with the cue ball. So this super tough shot for Billy here. Just making the ball, that's not much, but you'll see he has to elevate to be able to get position on the 3. The 4 only has 1 pocket, I think. Nice shot. Billy looks really comfortable here.
Yeah, very nice, and especially at that pace.
Yeah. We'll see. I think he can draw this up the side rail. This is the type of table, this is perfect for this shot to come on the right side of the 4 with a low right English. This is where experience, you should know that you can come up the side of the table no problem on a slick table. All right, he used every bit of the pocket, and that should be enough, though.
I think Billy can even hold the ball to play to the side if he wants.
Yeah, he can just float this in.
Or just go a little bit farther and play for the corner, which is okay as well. Even here might be traveling 2 rails around.
Yeah, he may go in between the 8-6, or I think I like in between the 8-6 more than I do the 7-8. A little safer, you get position quicker. He could just drop down to the low rail too, just coming in.
Just don't be intimidated by the side pockets of the diamond. That is what I was talking about.
Yeah, but can't keep squandering opportunities, that's for sure. The opening match here only in day 2, but they're all crucial, especially when trailing, Michael.
Well, even yesterday there was a match where Team USA failed to hold the lead, and now we are just about to see the same, wasting the 2 racks gap.
Yeah, it could have easily been
3-0.
Yeah, it could have easily been 4-1 here after this rack.
Overend is just a little bit, but this is not a problem for a player of Ruslan's caliber. So this is the first time Team Russia is leading in this opening match of the night. Billy knows how crucial this break is going to be.
Oh, we got somebody creeping in on us.
So, guys, Corey is here.
Hey, how's it going, folks?
Good. How you doing, Corey?
Pretty good. Yeah, that last one, I think I was with you on dropping down to the end rail there because he would have had a nice angle to come up with 7. Whereas if you get on the other side, could have been a little more difficult to get on the 7. He could have took pace off of it, right?
Yeah. Which rack you talking about? The last?
The last one?
Yeah.
Right here. Oh, you talking
When he
about
missed
the
the 5
5?
and the side.
Yeah. But either way, okay. Very successful break. Now, what's the one gonna do? It got a little kiss there, and now he's snookered. But he's got a nice kick shot, it appears. Something you probably can't pass up on, right, Corey?
Yeah, I think he can stick this, maybe send the 1 towards the side pocket and back up.
Yeah, or even below the 5 and 9, maybe. It's really at this level, you really have a lot of control when the ball's near that back rail, meaning you should be fairly accurate.
Table's playing kind of slick though, so I'm not sure how much he can get under this.
Yeah, just make sure you hit it with not too hard of a speed. That's the key. Let it trickle down the table.
Now,
No.
Corey, did you have any chance to try the TV table today?
I didn't hit any balls on it. I don't think we're
Yeah.
supposed to hit balls on it before we play, but
Yeah, because we suppose the playing conditions
did they
changed a little bit from yesterday.
did they re-level the table or?
No, I
Well,
mean,
they did.
the weather changed actually.
Yeah, they did a little bit of leveling to the table,
Hmm.
but definitely
did.
Didn't know that.
yeah, the rails are definitely a little drier. It appears the cue ball not checking up as much.
It looks like the ball's drawing real easy.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a little bit of heat with the lights, and there's brand new pool balls.
Yeah, it was. So the balls are new, even from yesterday. Different balls.
Well,
Or same thing.
I'm sure they're the same, but freshly cleaned, and then with the slick felt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guys have had a little bit of issues kicking at the balls. You can see really with ball in hand 1 to the 2, and then the 4 shouldn't be much of an issue. Now 4 to the 5, that's the only real work.
Yeah, 4 to the 5. When a table's playing slick, that following around 3 rails, you gotta hit it nice and smooth and get it.
Yeah,
It,
I
it
agree.
can, it can. It
You
can.
need more angle, right?
Yeah, it can tend to slide a lot in the side pockets in play.
Okay, that's
Another thing he can do here is he might be able to just draw
2 rails.
towards the side. I don't think you're any threat of scratching in the side here, but draw as high as you can,
And it
comes
spreads
over.
real well, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna slide real long. I kind of like that play.
But being so close to it, I think 3 rails is fine. 'Cause
Yeah,
when you have
either
distance.
way. Yeah.
But I agree with you. Whenever you have distance on this slick table with the top inside English, the shot becomes difficult.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he played it very nice.
I think
There
he's
was a
got-
little chance that he comes short, but he's okay here.
like he's got enough angle to follow 2 rails.
I think he's probably just going to punch this a little bit, I thought he had an angle to where he could come to this side rail. It may be 2 rails out off the end rail.
Oh, he drew it. Okay, that was a great shot.
The rails are soft, though.
This is a little wide angle. If he follows this, it could be going near the corner. I don't know if he can beat the scratch. Might just draw over.
I think he can with just a straight high ball. And just kind of float out to the center. Billy's taken on all the tough shots this match and made them. So,
Yeah, he's made some nice shots.
Well, like we said, he's got to play at last, as opposed to yesterday. So just he might be enjoying this.
Yeah, he's drawing this. I like this. It's a safe.
nice
He hit it
shot.
real nice.
Yeah, real clean.
Oh, that's a great play, and actually the side grabbed pretty nicely.
Pretty well, yeah. I think the key to those shots is not apply a ton of side English on this slick table because, like I said, the bend of the cue ball is so much different than what you're used to.
All right, what's our score here? It's
3 apiece.
Yeah, that's correct. So Corey, some of our viewers might not know that you took part in pyramid event during the Kremlin Cup. So
did,
could you share your experience from that one?
Yeah, that's always been fun. I've played in it the last few years, but yeah, it was especially fun this time. I was able to win a few games and actually won a match. So I got to play one of the top 15 players. Very impressive. Man, they just when they get in stroke, you can really see how awesome they are at that game and how all the different neat scratch shots they can hit. Those are shots we just don't shoot in pool, so it's
Quite a bit of moving in that game too, right?
yeah, some safeties, a lot like one pocket, straight shooting like snooker, and it's just like takes a little bit from every game.
Oh, Jeremy, did you notice Ruslan changed his cable placement as well? Just moved
Yeah.
farther off the rail.
It was a hell of a break. He just didn't get lucky on the shot.
9, look at the 9 almost went as well. So he may have a rail first here, but I'll tell you what, it's touchy with the 3 being there. Now, Corey, you play the 4th match, I think, today.
The fourth.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Oscar
Yeah.
against Fedor and Stepanov. Have you thought about
That's
your match
good.
later
That's
on?
good. I
coming
like
up?
playing with Oscar. We've done pretty well historically. Played a lot together played in Germany. We played the Mosconi Cup. We played together a few times, so I think we're comfortable.
Oh, what do you think about a rollout here? This is difficult, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I definitely like rolling out. I might if you're comfortable kicking and stopping the ball.
Well, it's too steep though, isn't it?
Yeah, like
your
if you
scratch
roll out,
angle
if
is
you
like-
roll out and hit the 5, then you can kick and stop it.
He's
Actually
getting
like
rid of
this.
the 9.
Oh, we didn't really get rid of it.
Yeah, he was trying to leave a jump shot. I
Didn't
believe,
change
at the
much.
line. Yeah. I don't think he's going to get it back unless it's absolutely death. I mean, like nothing there. I don't-
Well, Corey, back to you playing Scotch doubles with Oscar. Actually, you lost here last year, 4-5 to Gorst and Dudenets.
Well, I never remember my losses.
Billy taking on a long shot on the 1 here. Great shot.
That was a good shot.
I'll tell you what, Billy's looked very comfortable out here today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a little bit of a decision here. This is, if you don't mind shooting a 3 and just hitting it with a high right and just coming out on the, you know what I mean, hitting inside the 4 and coming out for the little bit of a cut shot on the 4 in the same
Yeah,
pocket.
just to the middle of the table.
Right,
the cut should
because
be
the
pretty
5's
simple.
right there, right?
Yeah, you can come across one rail.
Yeah, don't take any chances on trying to get snookered here, trying to get a little better on the 3.
Yeah, like
Could
this.
get behind the 5 easily.
Yeah, he's doing what you're saying. Just gonna roll this in
With
Not
the right
gonna try-
English and then take the little cut on the
Yeah,
4,
he's not gonna
right?
try and draw up under the 6.
Well, I don't like going 2 rails either that much, but there is a line there that's okay.
You gotta overcut it.
Yeah, that's the shot for sure.
I like that.
You got to know your partner's okay with this. Just whether he wants to float this in, catching the second rail across the table shouldn't be a problem.
Good shot.
Yeah, I used the whole pocket for this one.
Get a nice angle on the 7 where you can just float across and good on this combination.
Yeah, and that's kind of, Michael, a lot of times you'll play a little bit into the rail when the table's so slick. Missing the ball that way is very difficult unless you really put a jarry stroke on the ball.
Yeah, nice point,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
yeah. So sometimes it looks like it was a little crudely hit, but it really was a little more intended than you think.
Oh, that's for sure. I believe that actually in pool, very often you are to use the whole width of the pocket and what they are made for.
Right. Yeah, to gain angles on position.
Yeah,
or whatever
sure.
It might be. Is he just chipping this in the side? Okay. Got to pay attention to this one.
Especially when you get honked at.
Well, provided he missed the last one, which was much easier, like a last strike, the 5 ball, yeah.
He hit at a good pace. Good pace.
Yeah, I'm
He didn't
surprised
try
he
and
didn't shoot it in the corner, though. It seemed like to me it was pretty easy in the corner. And, whew, you could see on the replay that he used every bit of that side pocket. This one here, you just don't let up on, meaning you're not going to blast it, but make sure you just...
Do you play it rail first or whatever?
No, I don't really, but I just play it on the thin side of the line.
He hit it rail first, really good. As long as you get the pace right, I think that ball's the ball.
Right, as long as you don't baby it too much and don't hit it too hard, just right in the medium.
Put the mustache on the guy in the background. Oh, sweet.
And Ruslan, he can't. He hasn't had much luck on the break. Now making a ball, and really, they were kind of in jail right from the get. I think I would have tried to have to tie a ball up there. I'm not sure what Fedor. I think Fedor was trying to roll out to a jump shot, is what it was, making the 9 and holding the cue ball behind the 7.
Yeah, probably. We could just ask him later on. Well, like we said today already, Ruslan is going to play the next match as well. So
I think it's Tyler's break is what they're discussing. I believe they're correct. I believe Billy broke last for the Americans.
Ruslan has got to find some kind of a remedy for his break as soon as possible.
Well, the last one was okay. It was just the one got in a nice place. It just so happened that everything covered it up. But he's been moving quite a few balls up table, so you're going to maybe have some snookers. He's moving 5 or 6 balls up table when he's breaking. Wow, those didn't open very well. He kind of cut break a little bit.
Yeah, well, that was a loose break, I think.
Well,
the
he
loose
kind of
break.
laid off him a lot, and he kind of cut him quite a bit. So.
Yeah, but they still didn't open up the...
No, if the rack was like that, he really needed to break from the center more, right, Corey?
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, I mean,
without seeing it.
sometimes it's tough to tell from here.
Well, yesterday the majority of players were able to make the wing ball, actually.
Most of the breaks have been good. I mean, if they open up bad like that, it's just chalk it up to bad luck and move on.
He doesn't want to get straight here.
Well, what do you guys think about the break in general overall? I mean, recently this has been too much of a problem. Whether like with the raking template or without raking template, too much hustle around the break shot.
Well, this is the best.
Do you think the change is needed?
Yeah, well, I really like the 9 on the spot that we played. We're going to play next week in Europe. I really like those rules as far as with the 3-point rule. Played that a few times at the U.S. Open recently in recent years, and saw a lot of variation in the outcomes of the break. Saw a lot of frustration as well, but
yeah, because actually what I like personally is like they do in American rotation. It is like a ball in hand for the shooter every time after the break, or like if you don't want the game become too offensive, just make it an obligatory push out every time if you want to see some strategy involved.
Right.
The thing about putting the 9 on the spot, the Europeans do that every week, so it kind of favors them.
Well, I understand it's got to favor whoever.
Like these
whoever
rules are
rule you
fine
pick,
because
but-
there's a lot of variety. You saw that last break, nothing went in, so just a lot of different things are going to happen. You're just going to have to, probably switch your break up a little bit. If you're able to switch your break up, then you're gonna do well like this. With the referee racking.
Oh, now 9 ball away from going hill in our first hill match. To the flag. Yeah, but I think if we played the 9 on the spot as a whole back in America, I think everyone would like it as well. With the 3-point rule. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you hit them correctly and you get a foul, but that's just part of it. I mean, it's going to happen to everybody here and there. Really not too happy about something.
Well, I mean, the break recently has become such a big part of the game. Actually,
It's definitely too much of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like having a
just-
driver in golf that you can let it go 350 in the middle.
all the people are frustrated actually about the argument around the wrecking, like wreck your own or wreck with a referee or you wreck for yourself or whatever. Just and so far I don't see like any positive movement like towards.
Well, it's a difficult
to-
situation.
Yeah,
so.
just maybe a push out after the break just will make everyone happy.
Well, I think with the Euro Tour, I think if you ask them, they see the guys that have played the best throughout the year getting the best finishes, and that's kind of what you want to see, I believe.
Well, and at Euro Tour and European Championships, they just tap the wrecking area.
I'm sure the guy that's winning
Right.
is also breaking pretty well.
Right.
Whatever the break rules are, I'm sure the guy that's winning is probably breaking.
Well, yeah, but I think you also see variation there. If you have so many great players in Europe playing the Euro Tour, and you don't have one guy dominating, that's got to tell you that the break isn't just taking over.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I think anytime you get that template, you're going to see a lot of the same runouts. You know,
I didn't. I'm surprised he went all out for that. He
Yeah.
called it cross corner, but you either got to go
just
for
a
go.
hair
or-
hard. He had
Yeah.
just a hair hard. That was actually a pretty good shot, but I think he was just calling it cross corner just in case. He was just playing safe.
Right, but he doesn't have to call it at all. We're playing 9-ball. Maybe he was just telling his partner what he was kind of doing.
Okay.
He's giving up a shot here, though, I believe. Tough out, though. You'll notice getting on the 3 isn't easy. Okay.
It's a tough shot right here. I mean, you can cut it in and come straight across twice.
And take another tough shot on
Take
the 4.
another one.
But is the 5-9 dead? It might be worth it. If the 5-9's wired, it may be worth it cutting this in, going back and forth for another cut on the 4, because position is just all about making the 4. You can probably make the 5-9 from anywhere.
Well, after all, here all you want to do is just to have the 4 ball visible, like, available for a shot, and then you just can play safety.
He's got his extension.
That was a good shot. I really didn't see any safety there anyway, so
No.
I think he had to do that.
Boy, he sure has left it tough. Now, do you
Does-
roll this in and try and play for a blocker if you miss?
You
or
really
do
don't
you-
have to shoot this if you don't want. I mean, you can just hit it thick as you can and bank it up and play the cue ball behind the 6.
I like
9,
that shot
5.
probably the best. I mean, it's hard sometimes to keep yourself from not wanting to shoot at it, but I think that's the correct shot. Play the 4 about the middle of the side rail. Oh, wow, great
Nice
shot.
shot.
Don't do this.
Yeah, now if this combo goes, actually the 5 goes.
No, the 5 goes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, that, tell you what, this would be a hell of an out.
Well,
And
he
the
can
combo
draw
is
off
not
the
on
top of
anyway.
Yeah, he can draw off the top of the 9 to play the 6 in the same corner. He may let it go and come off hard off the 9 and draw out to the center of the table. So it kind of depends on what you want to do here, right, Corey?
And you got to think about where this 9's going to.
I know. But the 9's not going to snooker you. The one thing it could do is if you play short side on the 6, it could get in front of the pocket for the 6. Okay, he went in and played it out, and that's a great shot.
Good shot.
Big point right here for the U.S. For both teams.
Yeah, not a bad shot on the 5 for a heel situation.
No, he made a great shot on the 3 and the 5. Billy made a heck of a shot on the 4. Okay, so just really one big shot on the 7 here. The main thing here is stay off the rail. Anytime the 8 is away from the rail right there, as
You
long as
go
you're
2
off the rail,
rails
there's
here,
not
you hit
really
it.
a bad spot.
Hit it kind of firm and go 2 rails.
Well, if you feel good about it, I like dragging this ball. Well, I don't know. It looks a little thinner from here. But I kind of like dragging it on these soft rails myself.
I went
Nice
to
shot.
2, just make sure he gets a little
Yeah.
angle.
Billy looks uber focused. Big 2 balls here for America, trying to beat Russia's best team.
Well, looks like we're going to get things level overall. Almost straight in. Shot on the 9 for Tyler Styer.
So now it's deuce 3-3 and 5 minutes
Yeah,
break.
right now we're going to have a 5-minute break and we'll be back shortly.
3-3 по матчу.